The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Bryan Adams' concert last night, though, did not happen. Devastation.
By the way, we saw Bryan Adams once. I actually interviewed him. We were in Melbourne.
I think your mic's dropping in and out, Nath. Maybe you're leaning on your cough button.
No, I'm not. My cough button's there, but I just spilled my tea.
Oh.
Is it gone now?
Okay,
Is it gone over now?
Loud and clear.
Just things don't work anymore.
So, Bryan Adams, he was in the Melbourne studios once, and it was during the Melbourne Cup, and we're in one studio, and then we look into the other.
I was head of the AFL Grand Final, but yes.
And we went, God, and then Sean goes, oh, look, must be getting some jockeys in. And we were looking at him pretty clearly, and then suddenly it dawned on us probably 10 minutes later, that's Bryan Adams. He's one of those celebrities that you don't realise is actually a tiny person.
Yeah, it's actually, yeah.
So RSC Arena, they're going through it at the moment, aren't they?
So everybody was hanging around trying to get in, and they're like, oh, there's a delay opening the doors. There's a delay. And the support act was supposed to start at 7:30, and 7:30 came and went, and they're all still standing outside. And then 9 o'clock, they just went, it's not happening. Postponed.
Did you hear
till when? When can they postpone it till Kylie's here?
So
shortly.
These people have gone and gotten dressed up. And
friends of mine were there.
To line up and then go home.
They went out and had dinner just to make something of the night. But it's like, what do you do?
What if you found out everyone had a great time lining up, and then you realise there's a business called line up? So people get dressed and go and line up for something.
Yes, without there ever actually being an event.
And that's the thing. You line up and you have a great time and then you leave.
Now, it turns out it was a plumbing issue and it was a Fatberg, which is gross.
Fatbergs are
an accumulation.
Fatbergs are the things that us humans leave behind. It's everything you flush down the toilet, everything you put down the sink that you're not to, and then it all gets together, and it's like it creates what looks like an organic mass.
Because the thing about and it's the fat that's holding it together, because when people pour oil or whatever down the drain, it's liquid then, but it solidifies in cooler temperature. So that. And then just gels together with everything else that's also in the pipes.
It's so gross. But
Google image it today, everybody.
Oh, it's really rank. They pulled out a massive one, I think, in London. Maybe Google that one. It was like if you remember the old sci-fi movie The Blob.
Yeah,
it was like they were pulling out some creature. It was absolutely gross.
It's disgusting.
But the thing about it though is things that we can't see in or see behind. We don't know what's going on there. This couple in America, they bought a house and they got it for a really, really great price, and they were really excited, and they were going to do the renovations. And then suddenly they had a guy come around and say, excuse me, you need to come into the lounge room. And they said, yep, no worries. They've gone to the lounge room. Next door neighbours, they had a very, one of those invasive plants, or it might have been a bamboo or something like that. Anyway, the roots had gone under the fence, into their house, and has gone all through their walls and all through their floors. And it was actually like a horror movie, even though it was just roots. They were pulling off their roots all through their walls. They had to get basically the whole thing knocked down.
No, they didn't. They just got a pet panda and everything's fine.
Pet pandas.
You see, I've seen like footage of honey dripping from people's light fittings hives, because there's been beehives in there for so long that they've filled up the walls and then gone into the ceiling. Yeah. And then honey do you imagine honey dripping from your light fittings? How wild would that be, just to hold your toast underneath?
Winnie the Pooh licking the roof.
Exactly.
We want to know about this at your place, whether it be where you work or where you live. You could never see into it because of the pipe or behind the wall or whatever, but what was lurking behind there? What was the issue, and did it cost
lurking unseen?
Because that's a big night of money for RSC Arena.
Well, yeah. Now what happens?
Out on and
when do you hold the Bryan Adams concert?
You hold it. Maybe we do a special Wildcats game where Bryan Adams concert's the halftime show.
Well, the Wildcats on Tuesday are having to play at the High Performance Centre, so because Kylie's blocked out a week. So maybe Bryan Adams and Kylie are going to have to do a collab where they...
Oh, so Bryan, Kylie, Bryan. Yes. I've got PSTD from Bryan Adams. We went to a volleyball trip from Kalgoorlie to Perth, and the minibus that we were on had a cast single in the tape deck, which you could not turn off nor turn down, and it was Everything I Do for You.
I think that was Sean's wedding song.
Well, I hate it. It was so, and that's what we heard on loop for 8 hours, because there's a bus. 8 hours on the way down, 8 hours on the way back. It was horrendous. We want to know what was in your pipes, what's behind your wall, what was maybe in your roof, things that we can't see with our eye. What was behind it causing a dangerous issue? And
then they found something horrific. Kyle's in Mount Helena. Morning, Kyle.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, good, Kyle. Buddy. Okay, what was lurking?
So me and my little brother, when we were younger, found it easy to wipe with baby wipes. So we used it for ages. And then I think it cost Mum and Dad like 10-ish grand to get them all removed. And then after they got removed, we were all getting in trouble. And before the guys even got them out, Mum's telling us, you never use these again. And then he drove off and just left like 500 kilos worth of baby wipes in our backyard.
It's a gigantic mountain.
Were you ever dry after wet wiping yourself that much? That's unbelievable.
I don't remember. I was only little, and I just remember getting how to go at, and we were like, 10 grand, Jesus. And then... and then we just had a massive mountain in the backyard, and the guy goes, no, that's your responsibility.
That's your problem.
To get rid of.
So you flushed it down the toilet again.
I learned my lesson after Mum lost it at me.
But remember during COVID, because of the toilet paper shortage, they were telling people not to use kitchen paper towels.
That's right, too thick.
Not to use the wipes. And also, they even went as far on one report as to say don't use the Chucks cloths.
No.
People were wiping their bums with Chucks.
Yes.
Because remember, we were panicking.
Well, you can wipe your bum with a Chucks cloth, but don't flush it.
Don't flush it. Just put it away in your bum drawer for your bum accessories.
Landfill. Thanks, Kyle. Owen's in Warwick. Hello.
Hello, how you going?
Hi, good.
Great, Owen. Okay. What was lurking? What happened?
So I'm a plumber, right? So I've seen some things. So there was one time this couple just moved into this house in, I'm not going to say where, but they kept having these sewer problems like blocking up. Another company came out, they just punched it, cleared it, whatever.
Yeah.
I went down there with the camera, had a look. There was some adult entertainment feed stuck in the sewer line.
What are you talking about?
And I was constantly blocking up
one big one or many of them making a dam?
Like, what I could see, I didn't really want to pull it out myself, but there was probably about 3 or 4.
Pull it out slowly, mate.
Jammed up. You have to be really gentle with that. But it was kind of stuck. It was just jammed right in there. So that was probably the most graphic one I've seen. There's also been some like frogs in the line. There's been, like even in the showers and that sort of stuff. There's been some male entertainment toys as well. I can't say much about that.
Who are flushing those down the toilet? So think about why would you go? Oh my God, someone's coming over. I'll flush that down the toilet.
I couldn't say. It could have got stuck and I would have pushed. I think that.
Did you ever find anything good? Like, so we know a lot of people that do sort of jobs like this. You can uncover something valuable. Has
like jewellery or whatever that's fallen down a drain, that kind of thing.
I wouldn't say in the drain, no, but digging out drains and that sort of stuff, I found bottles, like glass bottles from like the 1900s, 1800s, like really, really old, like medicine bottles.
Yeah.
That sort of stuff. Yeah, and they're still in like mint condition.
Any money? You know how people bury money when you've been digging a trench? Found any money?
No, I haven't found it.
That's
probably
the dream.
a couple of dollars here and there, but
So you just found a whole lot of stuff that people stick in themselves.
Damn. Wow.
And you say to the pipe, okay, you're going to have to exhale as I do this.
Well, you do great work. We love our plumbers. Thanks, Owen. Matt's in Secret Harbour. Hello.
Morning, everyone.
Hey, Matty.
Yeah, so I'm just leading on from what the previous bloke just said.
Yeah.
We were recently just doing a kitchen renovation, and then one of my best mates, who's a Sparky, fallen down one of the walls, and we saw something in the corner of our eyes, and we didn't know what it was. Turns out the whole entire wall was pretty much filled with, how do we say, adult entertainment magazines.
Oh my God! Like it was insulated with that.
It almost looked like it was. We reckon would have been close to probably 50 magazines.
Wow.
So we were too afraid to get close to without having any proper PPE on.
Sure.
So we put some gloves on and we pulled them out, and then they
good look.
And they went out the back for the rest of the day.
For a while.
Yeah.
Everyone had to go out the back of the shed.
We were very confused because we were hoping for at least something decent, money or something like that. But no, we had some 1997-year-old aged magazines.
Well, then that's okay.
You didn't have the internet back then,
because I'm thinking 1997. That wasn't the wasn't the hairy era, was it?
A little bit, wasn't it?
Was it?
I'm not going to say I looked.
You did so. Go to your bedroom, look at the poster on the wall. Tell us that you got it from her, and tell us what it is.
There's many posters on my bedroom wall now that my partner
Does it look like Guy Sebastian sleeping in one of their laps? Guy Sebastian from season 1 of Australian Idol. Is that what we're talking about?
Oh, Matt, thank you.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
The Prince is back. Prince of Nova. That is David McClung. As you know, on Friday, if you caught the show, Thursday, we went through Dave's outfit for Luke Combs because David wanted to know if it lent towards being too gay.
So you headed off to Melbourne to see Combsy?
It's crazy. About 100,000 people were there.
It's amazing, isn't it?
And who are the fans? Because straight in your head you go country music fans, but I know that he's a crossover, but can you see country music fans? Can you see the division?
Yeah, look, no one was dressed like me.
It's a spectrum.
You know why? Because it wasn't the premiere of Brokeback Mountain.
So you didn't go the shorts, though. You went long pants, I noticed.
No, it was too cold for the shorts.
Yeah, right.
And that was short.
Not too cold to have your guns out, though. You still went sleeveless.
Well, if I had guns too, Natalie, I'd be fine.
So the hat stage.
Hat stayed on?
Yeah. I had a couple of people ask me where I got my hat from.
Oh.
Did you proud to say Sheen?
Or did you go Nashville?
Because if I ever had anything from ASOS back in the day and someone would say what it was, I didn't want to tell them.
No, I told them.
Yeah. Oh, well, why not? I mean, they're not going to be surprised.
How good was the show? Was it great?
Yeah, great. So good. Just a really good fun night. He's not an amazing performer, let's be honest. But
not a lot of interaction with the crowd or anything. He's just doing his thing. He's up there singing his songs, but he's a great singer.
And he sounds exactly like he does on the record.
Yeah, great.
And people know every song.
Yeah,
like, you don't know how many, one or two or something like that.
I could be the biggest fan of someone, but I wouldn't know all their music.
Every single song.
How many people were dressed as cowboys?
Look, there was people dressed with hats on.
Yeah, a bit of double denim, I imagine.
Yeah, but there was no one wearing. I didn't see another person wearing a sleeveless shirt.
Did anyone else wear the arseless chaps you had on as well? To be honest, all chaps are arseless.
That's true. By their very definition, exactly.
So what are you going to do?
It's whether you wear anything underneath them is the issue. Yeah, and maybe you should start, Dave.
Didn't bring pants money with him.
Thanks for your review.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
You know they say you should never have an argument before you go to bed? I had an argument last night with 4 people. 4 people.
Nathan, you live alone.
I know. It was with Amazon employees. So I had a delivery scheduled for Sunday, which I chose Sunday because I'm
Because you're home, yeah.
So,
when you're not at church.
Well, Natalie, someone's got to build the church. I mean, those bricks don't lay themselves. So I'm at home all day, nothing. I knew there was a delivery coming, but, I was doing other things. I'm waiting for, of course, the buzzer of my front door to ring and for me to be able to go out and get my delivery. That's how packages work. Or
familiar with that scenario?
Even the thing that I ordered is this tiny phone clip. So I got one from my mate Ed, right? He asked for one. So and that was literally it. I ordered one for Amy last week and it came and they just put it in a letterbox.
Yeah, because it's tiny. Yeah. It's essentially an envelope.
Now, this has happened around 10 times from Amazon. They get a notification at 1:36 yesterday saying, the delivery driver attempted and failed to deliver your thing because they could not get to the building. They couldn't get to the front. They couldn't get access to the building. It's like, what are you talking about?
So you have a bell by your door for your apartment, presumably, that buzzes.
There's a building, right?
Someone there.
If you're facing the building, the left side there's driveway, the right side there's path to the front door where the letterboxes are.
Yes.
Right? It's pretty simple. One time, I got a notification because they usually ring you and say, Amazon will ring and it'll be a recorded thing saying there's an attempted delivery, and I piss bolted it downstairs and caught the guy just as he was driving off because he was parked in the driveway and I was like, hey mate, what are you doing? And then he goes, what? And then I said, he goes, I'm about to leave. And I said, no, you haven't delivered my package. I couldn't get to the front of the building. I said, right, get out of the car. And he goes, right.
Took him by the hand.
Get him out of the car. And I said, okay, so what's this? And he goes, that's the driveway. I went, yeah. So that's my building? And he goes, yeah. I said, where do you think the entrance is? And he goes, I don't know. And I went, how can you not know?
Yeah.
Driveway, building.
Take a guess.
The entrance could be on the other side of the building, right near the letterboxes or the building. Do you think that...
Where the path takes you to the door?
Did you just come down to earth? It's absolutely ridiculous, right? So I had to explain that to him because there was no confusion with that, Nat, at all. So anyway, I got a notification that they attempted a delivery, so I didn't notice that until later on that night when I realised, wait there, I haven't got a thing saying the package is delivered and we was going to go and get it from a letterbox. So I jumped on the chat. And that was my biggest mistake. About an hour and a half last night, and I started very nicely. Miss Congeniality, I was Sandy B. And then by the end of it, oh my God, I was having the biggest go at them. This one guy, right? So I said, can you please schedule a phone call, so someone from Amazon to call me today because this keeps happening. We've got to get to the root of the problem.
Sure.
You know? And then they said, no, we don't do that. Here's several links and you follow them and then you have to say all your information for the 4th time because this is Last night, 4 different people, the chat would stop and say, your chat winner's been broken.
Human contact.
And they were jumping in there. So then, human contact, let's talk about that. I swear it was AI.
Yeah,
and I asked the question, AI, does AI have to tell you it's AI? Because AI said, no, I'm a human. It said, no, I'm a person. And I said, you cannot be a person.
AI said, I am human.
Yeah, I am human. Oh, it's Mark Zuckerberg.
That was your giveaway.
So he said, no, it's a person. I'm here in Australia. And I said, so why are your answers so robotic? I said, you are telling me that Amazon will not call me, but yet that happened about 3 weeks ago when I tried to get in front of this issue. So now within 3 weeks, I won't call back. Back and forth. The last person that got on finally said, we will have Amazon schedule a call. And I said, how? It's not possible. But this smart ass, and I said this, I never do this. I wrote on this chat. I'm actually embarrassed, to be honest, because I was right in the thick of it. You know, and you're like, rah. And then you read it back and go, I was a bit unhinged there. But I did say to this person, I can't wait to read this out on my radio show tomorrow. And I'm doing it, Ruchi from customer service. Smart ass. I wrote, this is a part of it. Then you understand that I received a phone call from Amazon last time this happened. Make that happen again, because the time I've wasted waiting for deliveries that the drivers do not even attempt to deliver is ridiculous. You can arrange your own call. Oh, can I? This is your customer service? Yes. I was like, I know, write down. What a smart ass.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm very glad that I'm extremely happy that you wrote this down, because there was a transcript of how rude you are. And that's when I said, I'm going to say this on my radio show. And then suddenly backtracking. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, we're really sorry for this inconvenience. No, arsehole, Ruchi. If you're a real person, I don't know if the AI can lie about being humans, but if that's the case, we're hitting dangerous
You're fighting
ground.
with a Tamagotchi now.
Am I fighting with a person or am I fighting with a machine? You know what I mean? And any company listening right now, if you think, let's get AI software to be able to take care of customer service, then throw your customer service in the bin, because that is bullshit. It doesn't help you at all. No. AI don't have any answers. It puts you in a loop and just wastes your time and makes you hate that company. But anyway, so yeah,
Amazon, amazing.
Yeah. No. But yet, will I use them again? Of course I will. I think it's great. But how about when you get something delivered, they deliver it.
You
deliver it by stopping and getting the package and going to the person's thing, and then letting them know that you're there.
You can't say you attempted delivery if you didn't even look for the front door.
And also, every building has an entrance.
At least Nathan's not ranting about it, though. That's the main thing.
The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
That video from Sue.
I know.
Jeez.
Saucy.
That was actually pretty full on. And I've seen some stuff.
So Friday night, I had my Fringe show, my one night only, and it was described in the Fringe program as world premiere.
Now, I had a birthday. Shaun was down south, so I didn't see it, but I've heard stellar things now.
Well, Sam was there.
Sam.
Loved it. Absolutely wet myself. And it was actually nice for Nat to have just 10 minutes uninterrupted. She's really very funny, you know. You'd be surprised. She was incredible. The guests, your friends were all lovely.
Yeah. So we had Matt Storer, who, of course, used to work with us here at Nova now, a YouTube star. We had Pete Rosethorn. And then
there a surprise guest?
We had a special mystery surprise guest at the end, who was Will Anderson, who very kindly agreed to do a spot at the end. But we had to get Pete Rosethorn to stop so that Will could come on. And that was not easy, because Pete gets on a roll and he's so funny. I mean, he's genuinely hilarious.
And Pete's one of those people that go off on a tangent, like Ross Noble, you know what I mean? And you just follow him down that road.
He would just roll from one thought into the next, and we're like, we're watching, because there was another show after us. We didn't have unlimited time. We couldn't just stick around.
Remember back in the day, the hooks.
That's right. Well, I talked about needing a shepherd's crook, but we didn't have one. Luckily, I don't even know why this was great foresight on our behalf. We had a microphone backstage. So, because what would happen is there was mic on a stand on stage, and then because I was coming on in between to introduce the guests, I thought I'll just have one that I can grab, and so that. Yeah, we've got two going at any given. So I had it there, and so I just had to stick my head out through the curtain and go, "Psst, Pete, get off."
Yeah,
and people thought that it was actually part of the show.
The Fringe Festival was packing up.
It's like, and Pete, you've got to get to bed. Look at you. It was so funny, and people loved it. So good.
I heard something about parking.
Well, this is the thing. A friend of mine, she gave up. So they spent an hour driving around trying to find a
We've all
park.
been there when we've done that.
Because, of course, there was a Wildcats game on, sold out. That was massive. And I think she was seeing another show before and didn't get to that either, which is disappointing. And you could tell there were a few empty seats considering it was sold out. And that must have been it. The drop-off just they couldn't handle. Northbridge was pumping.
The worst thing is, though, we've had some events sometimes we've had to get to, and there is no parking like that, and we can't just go home.
No,
you've got to. And remember, you've parked literally nearly a suburb away.
Yeah. I was lucky in that I was coming from another gig in Mayland, and so when I got there, the basketball had finished. I thought if I head towards the arena, I might be able to get into that car park there because everybody will be leaving. And then I realised that it gets very clogged up, and so
like the pipes.
Yes, like the pipes, exactly. And then I scored one right out the front on the street. And I'm like, yes. But it's still like a 10, 12-minute walk from there because there's no direct route. You've got to go all the way around and then come back again.
Headliners should get choppered in.
I know, right?
Nova has the money. We've got the helipad up there we've used to use back in the day.
Yes. I was thinking, am I going to have to park here at the office and then Uber in? But if I didn't...
Then you could have said, funny thing happened to me on the way to the gig. And then,
It's never been done before.
And then laughter ensues.
Never been done before.
Never been done.
So it was a great night. Very happy with the way it went. And, I mean, never know. Might be able to scrape together some more friends and do it again.
Why not?
Next year.
Yeah, there you go. Unless you like create enemies next time.
That's what I'm
twist. Nat and enemies.
Yeah, just people, and they come on and then just slag me off.
And they go, she's a bitch. And they say what their problem with you.
Well, if you check out our socials, that kind of is what Pete Rosal said about me. Exactly. So, thank you. A massive thank you to Matt and to Pete and to Will Anderson for dropping in as well because they were brilliant guests to have on the bill. I mean, that is a top-notch
Very
show.
generous.
With or without me. Yeah. That's still awesome.
That's great.
Great news.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.